Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for our live stream here. Emerson Lehman in the First Alert newsroom here at WBAY downtown Green Bay. It looks like February outside as we take a live look at Lake Winnebago and our Oshkosh Skycam. Plenty of folks already out on the ice this morning as sturgeon spearing season continues. The season will be ending on the upriver lakes region at 1 o'clock this afternoon as they've already hit 90% of their capacity. Lake Winnebago, they're at just over 56% of their cap for juvenile sturgeons, or for female sturgeon, So they're continuing to cruise along out there. It is not going to feel like February outside, though, today as I join Chief Meteorologist Steve Balon here. Steve, goodness gracious, it is February 16th, and we were above freezing all morning on Action 2 News this morning. We have some parts of our region that might hit 60 today. That is pretty incredible for February 16th.
Pretty wild stuff. This is just a little preview of spring, and sometimes when you get this taste of warm air, you kind of want more days like this. Well, today will be very similar to what you felt over the weekend, but winter's not done, and we all know this in the heart of our hearts. Emerson, you've seen the Super 7-day forecast. You know the temperatures will be trending down this week.
Enjoy what we got while we have it, Steve.
Oh yeah, strike while the iron's hot, for sure. So we're dry in the Fox Valley. It's been a little wet in Door County over the past hour or so. There's been some showers, and that area of pink there you see on First Alert Viper Max is where there's some freezing drizzle. And I wouldn't be surprised if where you see those little pockets of yellow and red, there's probably some ice pellets that are mixing in there. A little bit of probably bright banding with the radar, where the radar thinks that it's heavier rain, but I suspect that it's probably not. It's probably just some ice, which shows up differently on the radar compared to rain droplets. But that's moving out. We're looking at dry weather for the rest of today, and looks like we've got a partly sunny sky in Green Bay. There's some clouds floating overhead. We're already at 40 degrees early this morning, and because of this persistent warm air we've had the past couple days, we've just melted away our snow, except for some shady spots and some of the snow piles that your shovel or your snowblower may have made over the past few weeks. We're on our way to a high of 54 degrees, very mild this afternoon, near record warmth as possible, and I think in general we'll have partly cloudy skies. So here's the temperature check. It's still 28 in Wautoma, but meanwhile it is 46 degrees in Fond du Lac, a lot of 30s across the north. We're right at the freezing mark in Oconto, 32. And now here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor with today's high temperatures. Emerson had mentioned that we could get up to 60 in some spots. Well, they're at 59 there in Wautoma. That's pretty crazy. That's about 30 degrees warmer than average. You're looking at highs getting up into the mid-50s in the Fox Valley. There'll be some 40s in the north where there's still some snow on the ground. 48 in Pembine and in Marinette. And in the valley, 25 degrees above average this afternoon, so it does not feel like February at all. Green Bay's record high, 55. We'll get very close to that this afternoon. It might get tied. It might get broken. My forecast has it falling 1 degree shy. That record has been in existence since 1921. So today's record high has been around here in Titletown for 105 years. And there's an outside chance that might get broken by the end of today. Why not, Emerson, why not, end this mild streak of weather in style, breaking records, right? I mean,
we like style.
Yeah.
I like records. Records are good, Steve.
Breaking records is good. In most cases, it's good. But changes are coming. We're going to cool down this week with our next weather maker. There's two of them that we're tracking. The first one is tomorrow night. It looks like mainly a rain event for the Fox Valley, but for folks in the north, depending on where you're watching us from, it could be wet snow or it could be some freezing rain. And then the second weather maker goes into Friday. That looks like rain switching over to wet snow. And the snowfall totals probably will be higher north and west, at least north and west of the Fox Valley. So the way I've got it right now on our severe weather outlook, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, And again on Friday, our risk of severe weather is low. However, in either of those time periods, there's a chance that we may need to upgrade this. And if that happens, either storm system could prompt a first alert weather day. We're not far off, and so definitely bears some watching. So here's the deal. We are getting a big area of low pressure pushing into California. They're getting pounded with rain. In fact, some areas over the next day or so might get as much as 7 inches of rain, which is crazy. And in the Sierra Nevadas, it's a tremendous amount of snow. And that storm system is making its way onshore and heading in our direction. Now, we're not going to see nearly as heavy as amount of precipitation as they're getting along the west coast. But still, I think the big thing for us is the timing of the rain and the snow and exactly what our temperatures are going to be like when this thing arrives. So first alert pinpoint predictor has mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. Here's the precipitation developing around 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. The green across the valley and over towards the lakeshore, that's rain. But when you get to Highway 64 and north, that pink is freezing rain and that white is snow. Probably wet, slushy stuff overnight heading into very early Wednesday morning. That's 2 a.m. You can see the sharp cutoff between frozen precipitation and liquid precipitation, and then the rain, the sleet, the snow is winding down heading into Wednesday morning. Across the North Woods Wednesday morning, it's probably going to be a bit of a slippery, slushy, slow drive into work. And otherwise, we will see clouds with perhaps some afternoon sunshine. So who's getting the freezing rain? Well, according to Pinpoint Predictor, the best area for that to happen, a belt from Wausau up towards, I would say, central northern Marinette County, where up to 1/10 of an inch of ice accretion is possible. And the best place to get snow is probably going to be along the Menominee River, where you might get 2, 3, 4 plus inches of snow. Notice when you get south of Highway 64, no snow. It's pretty much going to be just a rain event. So it's definitely a very divided precipitation forecast across the area. So there's your first alert Super 7-day forecast. Emerson, we're going to drop down to the 40s the next few days. I'm sorry, buddy.
We're looking at that's too bad, though, Steve. I mean,
no.
We were talking on Action 2 News this morning, compared to what we had 4 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when the wind chills were like negative 40.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take positive 40 for that. That's fine.
Right.
I kind of feel like I'm double dipping because I'm enjoying the early spring-like feel, but then my dad and I and a friend were going up snowmobiling in northern Wisconsin this weekend.
Yeah.
So we're kind of liking to see that mix that you're showing up north for later in the week.
Yeah, and I think knowing where you're going, I think winter will try to hang on a little bit. I mean, there's still some snow on the ground across the North Woods, not very much at all left in the Fox Valley. But, we will see our highs drop back into the 40s. And then we're looking at a 36 on Friday and low 30s Saturday and Sunday. So this weekend, we finally get back to normal February temperatures. But between now and the end of the work week, we'll be above average. And there are those 2 rounds of precipitation that rain tomorrow night with ice and snow in the north. That kind of winds down Wednesday morning. And then there's that second round, which is probably a little bit less certain. I mean, it's because it's still 5 days away. But this second round, based on a couple computer models that we like in the First Alert Weather Center, they are suggesting that we could pick up a couple inches of snow across eastern Wisconsin with a bit more north and west, which is probably exactly what you and your family want to hear in regards to snowmobiling. This far in advance, those snowfall projections can change, and they often do quite frequently that far in advance. But that's kind of where the computer models are leaning this far into the future. And then we're looking at highs in the low 30s for Saturday and Sunday, with perhaps a few passing flakes on Sunday. That doesn't look like too big of a deal. So, bottom line, we've had a little taste of, what is it on the Facebook or social media memes, Fool's Spring. But winter is definitely not done yet. And it will gradually come back this week with a few tantrums of mixed precipitation.
You can just see the impact too, Steve, as we look at our Sturgeon Bay sky cam here. You can just see that the ice and the snow melt going on there. Mm-hmm. really that sun beating down in Manitowoc. I mean, the river was frozen up. Now it's
opened up a bit, hasn't it?
And we take a look out to Oshkosh once again on this Monday morning. Not quite as many trucks as that were probably out there over the course of the weekend, but still plenty of people taking off work today, trying to land a sturgeon, and wishing them all the best, and make sure you're staying safe out there, following along with the local fishing clubs as well as they monitor those ice conditions, because as Steve always says, as the DNR always says, no ice is safe ice, and we want everyone getting home safely. So make it a great Monday, everybody. You can catch Steve and Aisha on Action 2 News mid-morning coming up at 9 o'clock, about 15 minutes away. And we will see you back on Action 2 News this morning, starting tomorrow morning at 4:30. Have a good one.